Good morning everyone, this is Madhur Thapliyal. This is my YouTube channel named Madhur Thapliyal. Please like, share and subscribe it so that you will be notified about my latest videos. Till the previous video we have discussed 7 subtopics till hacking process, and today we are going to discuss the 8th subtopic and the 9th subtopic, which are: why do we need ethical hacking? The 8th subtopic. 9th is required skills of an ethical hacker. So first is, why do we need ethical hacking? See, we can tilt this question, we can change this question to a question that why do an organization hires an ethical hacker? Means, what is the reason behind this? So, sometimes when an organization consider their data to be very, very important, or they can't compromise on the security of their network, so they hire an ethical hacker. Fine. So, we will be doing one thing, we will be discussing 5 main points of this subtopic, right? So the main point is, first main point is defensive strategy with an offensive approach. See, when an ethical hacker is hired, so what he does, he first of all find all the vulnerabilities, the weaknesses and loopholes in the network. And what is the basic intention behind this? The basic intention is to find them and to fix them. Fine, they are not doing anything to harm others, they are doing all this for common good, right? So this is basically a defensive strategy with an offensive approach, right? This was the first point. The second is limits your liability. So what does it mean, limit your liability? See, liability means uttardayitva, means if a person is responsible for something, so we can say that he or she is liable for something. So how does an ethical hacker can reduce the liability of an organization? See, sometimes when an organization faces some data breach or data leakage, then according to the amendment rules like GDPR or HIPAA, like GDPR or HIPAA, that organization is held responsible. Fine. So at that point, when they will found that these organizations, they have already hired an ethical hacker for the security of the network, so it shows how much serious they are, and automatically it will reduce their liability, it will reduce the liability of that organization. Fine. The third is handle sophisticated attacks. See, in today's growing dark web world and the increasing malicious activities, uh, the behaviors of the hackers, it has become sophisticated than before. Fine. It means that it has become almost impossible to detect the notorious activities of these hackers in the absence of any intrusion detection system. Fine. So to handle these sophisticated attacks, an ethical hacker is hired. Fine. The fourth point comes: protect the credibility of your organization. See, when a data breach happen or a data leakage happen, it not only affects the security of an organization, but it also affects the credibility of that organization. How? I'll give you an example. See, in 2015, the Facebook faced so many data breached. Fine. And the day the Facebook had declared that their data has been breached, fine, means there has been a data leakage on the main server. So 3 days later, after that, they found that their share prices have dropped almost to 7%. Not only this, their market values also witnessed a decline, right? So in this in this time, ethical hacker plays a very, very vital role. Fine. The last point is reduction in losses. So a 2017 report, cyber attack report by Norton, states that almost 978 million people across 20 different countries, they have suffered cyber attacks. Fine. Not only this, these victims, they have lost around 172 billion dollars, which is a very, very huge amount. Fine. So here we can easily understand that why it is very, very important for some organizations to hire ethical hackers, right? So we have discussed these 5 points of the 8th subtopic. Let's move to the 9th subtopic: required skills of an ethical hacker. What do an ethical hacker should means, what he should gain, what he should know definitely. So the first thing is an ethical hacker. He should be knowing. He should have a proper knowledge of operating systems like Linux, Unix. Fine. He should know how to configure them, their services, their maintenance, these all things. Then the second is an ethical hacker should have a proper knowledge of firewalls, their configuration, their settings, and how to detect an intrusion in the firewall, such sort of things. Then an ethical hacker should know about the routers. Okay, they should have a proper knowledge of routers and the routing protocols. Fine. Then they should know about the mainframes. What are mainframes? Mainframes acts like servers. Means if there are 50 clients of 50 clients on the computers, so there will be a main server or a mainframe. So they should be aware of this. That what is a mainframe? Next is they should be aware of the networking protocols. Fine. Means they should be knowing about TCP, IP, what is TCP, transmission control protocol, what is IP, internet protocol, and how the data has been broken down into packets in TCP. And the same thing happens with IP also, but their packets in IP, they contain source as well as destination address. Fine. So these basic differences an ethical hacker should know. Fine. Comes project management. So to manage, they should know how to manage, how to lead, okay, how to handle a penetration testing team. Means there, if there is a penetration testing team, so how to handle that team, an ethical hacker should know. Fine. So these are things we have discussed. 8 and 9 subtopic we have done, and three rest of three advantages, disadvantages, and conclusion we will be discussing in the next videos. So that's all for today. And if you will have any doubt, so you can mention in the comment. I will try to resolve them soon. Fine. Thank you very much.